Hello and welcome back once again to French Bread's Dark Souls 3 lore run. I am French Bread, or Chris if you prefer. So, as much as I want to go straight back into the Dragonkin Mausoleum, start talking about the things going on there, there's one thing that I decided I should do first. That's to speak with our firekeeper.
Welcome home, Ashen One. Speak thine heart's desire.
If you recall,
Ashen One, may I pose thee a question? Has the little Lord Ludleth spoken to thee of any curious matters? I sense that he possesseth some knowledge of a thing once most precious, or most terrible, now lost to the firekeepers. Pray tell, is it a matter of which I should be apprised?
you probably should be apprised, but you're probably not gonna like it either.
Ashen One, are these eyes? How gracious of thee, Ashen One. The very things we firekeepers have been missing. Ashen One, my thanks for the eyes thou'st given. But firekeepers are not meant to have eyes. It is forbidden. These will reveal through a sliver of light frightful images of betrayal. A world without fire. Ashen One, is this truly thy wish? Of course. I serve thee, and will do as thou bidst. This will be our private affair. No one else may know of this. Stay thy path. Find lords to link the fire, and I will blindly tend to the flame. Until the day of thy grand betrayal. Ashen One, forgive me if this soundeth strange. The eyes show a world without fire. A vast stretch of darkness. But 'tis different to what is seen when stripped of vision. In the far distance, I sense the presence of tiny flames, like precious embers, left to us by past lords, linkers of the fire. Could this be what draws me to this strangely enticing darkness? Ashen One, if thine heart should bend, kill me, and strip these eyes from my person. I will return as the firekeeper I once was, as it has always been. Farewell, Ashen One. Mayst thou thy peace discover.
So, that's a that's a weighty moment to be sure. And the music in the shrine changes to correspond with it. To wish for a world without fire is of course seen as a great betrayal. But given her words, I wonder if that sort of wish isn't a futile one. Because we know about the cycle of light and dark, depending on whether or not suitable heirs, suitable lords of Cinder, to be at least, step up. And whether the path is one to a reignited first flame, a reinvigorated first flame, or to a period of dark. It seems as if, like she says, the embers of the past lords always relight and allow the cycle to continue. So, would our grand betrayal really accomplish anything? Could we really break the cycle of the fading fire? Or, just like linking the flame, would this route, basically achieve nothing? I will have to see what path Ronnie finally walks down. The Firekeeper herself has given us an out. She says, if we kill her and remove the eyes from her possession, she will return as she once was. I've never actually tried killing her because, well, I'm a sentimental sort, and it took me ages to ever try, killing the Maiden in Black back in Demon Souls. And even that, felt awful. So I don't know if we'll take her up on that option. We do still have to summon her to really initiate our betrayal. We'll have to think about it some more. We'll have to think about what we really want, and I guess what Ronnie really wants for this world. Let's head back to the mausoleum. Leave the somberness here alone, at least for a time. Unfortunately, this bell ringer does respawn. Staff? No staff. I decided not to farm for that particular item after I ended the last episode, simply because there's going to be a much better location soon enough for us to do such a thing. He decided not to walk into it. Fair enough. He's doing very good with that. There we go. These guys are actually a great source of souls if you are in need of a pile of them in a relatively quick manner. But, it is also a slightly tedious way to do it. But enough about that. Let's discuss first and foremost all these dragon-looking dudes lying around, or sitting around, seemingly in a state of death. I have a thought about these guys. I want to get a closer look at one of them, though. Specifically their faces. You could argue that these guys have perished. Maybe they just sat around meditating so long until they expired. Or Or you could argue that these guys actually succeeded in their pursuit of dragonhood. And the reason I say that is when we go all the way back to the beginning, when we go to the everlasting dragons of old, they were from a time before fire was able to create its disparity between light and dark, and they were eternal. They were everlasting, and from what we can tell, they were of a very mineral sort of composition. And they basically just existed in a world of gray nothingness. I think that might be what these dragonkin have achieved to some degree or another. I think that's what really, despite, you think, oh, it's a path followed by warriors, so there must be a bunch of hardcore combat thirsty dudes looking for the strength, the pure power of the dragon. But I think in actuality this is one of the most lame enemies. No, I think in actuality that the path of the dragon is actually the path of meditation and self-reflection. I think it's a very almost Buddhist-inspired path where you aren't seeking power so much as you are seeking the peace of the everlasting dragons. And I think with their bodies having calcified or turned to stone or whatever the case may be here. Ah, shit. Asshole. I think that's what these guys have achieved. They've achieved a state of being that is similar to that of the everlasting dragons, and I guess by extension similar to that of, like achieving a state of enlightenment in Buddhist practices. So my point being is that they may not actually be, this just leads down to where we were before, they may not actually be dead in the strictest sense of the word. They may just be much closer to the state of the everlasting dragons. And while we're here, my buddy Nick told me about this little secret. Looks like whenever there's a dragon around, it doesn't hurt to test out that emote and see what you get. Kind of a booby prize in this case, though, as we achieved the Calamity Ring, a ring made from the orange eye of a calamitous dragon. Receive double damage. This ring has no useful powers and is merely a symbol of dragon worship, a thing that quietly passed down amongst its most fervent adherents, some of whom became convinced the task has been bestowed upon them as a sacred duty. And this is, of course, see if there's any visual effect. No? This is, of course, the ring you receive for defeating Calamite in Dark Souls 1. And it had the exact same effect in that it just makes you take more damage. It's kind of a for fun challenge ring sort of deal. Its presence here is basically explained in the item. It's been handed down over the generations by dragon worshippers, seen as a symbol of their struggle and of their commitment, I guess. Which, again, that has some pretty strong parallels to certain Buddhist practices as well. What do they call them? Aesthetic practices. But that put aside for the moment, we just got an extremely interesting item, the Dragon Slayer Spear. Cross spear associated with Ornstein, the Dragon Slayer. A weapon of the gods imbued with the strength of lightning. Two-hand thrust utilizes the support of the cross and requires great might, but can pierce deep into the flesh of dragons and send mere men flying. So what is Ornstein's old spear doing here at the Dragonkin Mausoleum? You would think a dragon slaying implement would not be welcome here. We will, of course, delve deeper into that as we push through the cathedral. Which, by the way, is, I have to admit, is a slightly irritating place to be. Much as I enjoy some of the lore-related stuff we're going to run into. I'm going to avoid entering this room because I hate dealing with more than one of these dagger dudes. Instead, we're going to move around the side and see if we can't avoid that confrontation. It might be inevitable, thanks to this jerk. Yeah, we got it. Of course, maybe the reason why they're not too impressed by my profane greatsword is that they have good resistance to fire. I hadn't considered that before, but seeing as the bastards breathe the stuff, may be a strong possibility. Why do these guys drop large titanite? Why would I want large titanite at this stage in the game? I mean, yeah, of course I want it, but I can farm it from various lesser things. Kind of irritating. Here we got the, I think the last of the stone plates, the Thunder Stone Plate Ring. Stone plates are symbols of true knights, and yellow stone plates are granted to those who would become dragons. Increases lightning damage absorption. Interesting that it's a gift to those who would become dragons, given that lightning is typically something dragons are weak to. Maybe it was a defensive mechanism for those who are going to undertake that burden. Hey, I just realized I have a lot of souls on me. Hope I don't lose those at any point. More Titanite scale, more Twinkling scale, all well and good. Blah. Let's try that again. There we go. The new feature in Dark Souls 3 that allows you to jump and then not roll after it is beautiful. You don't know how many times I've undergone some sorrow in Dark Souls 2 from that auto roll effect. They don't fly, but they sure do take a goodly amount of damage from that. Oh, no stamina. Ow. Well, fine. I don't know what the deal is with these buff crystal lizards, or stone lizards, but not my favorite things in existence. Oh shit. Got another drake. This one is substantially less large, I think, but equally disinterested in our bullcrap. So let's make like stone lizards and roll on through here. I ain't about dealing with that crap. Another bell ringer means another invading asshole. A naked man with a rapier and Wolnir's crown. Don't ask me. Ow. And we get Ricard's rapier as our reward, if that's something we truly wanted. Honestly, I have never been a fan of Ricard's rapier, but I hear it held its place from time to time. We'll check that out in just a moment, because first, to travel the path of the dragon, do not ring the great bell. Nothing will remain once the bell has tolled. Interesting. Alright, fine. We'll leave the bell for now. Instead, light this here bonfire. And I think we're gonna head back to Firelink Shrine, because that is an awful large pile of souls we're sitting on. So I want to spend a few of these.
Welcome home, Ashen One. Speak thine heart's desire.
Sorry about that brief cut.
Very well, then take...
Let's see. How do we want to level? Let's just do my old standby and get these two stats to 30. Still have a nice amount of points left over. Let's... Let's start buffing our magical stats. I don't know if we're going to... Let's do faith. I don't know if we're going to use them or not, but we can always hit up Rosaria if we want to reallocate our stats later.
Farewell, Ashen One. Mayst thou thy peace discover.
Yeah, screw the flames. So the Path of the Dragon. That's going to refer basically to this area right here. Let's get rid of our nuisances first. Whoa, whoa. And then we'll discuss the so-called path. It's going to be through that way, and it's going to lead up that hill. But standing in our way is an unbelievable amount of bullshit. So what we're going to do, we're going to summon our old buddy Hawkwood to hopefully alleviate some of that bullshit for us. Come on out, Hawkwood. What's up, my man? Oh, Hawkwood, by the way, is on a warpath. I'd wager it's because this fella is on is on the path of the dragons himself. I hate these fuckers. Oh, I hate them so much. You're gonna have to forgive me if I end up raging on the path of the dragon here. Because it is a mean and rotten thing. One down. Got another big one. We're gonna want to heal badly. Not underestimate this guy. Shit. Oh shit. Ah, fuck. Hawkwood got wrecked. And they added these damn stone bastards as well. Because that's what I need on top of all this other stuff. Ah, shit! Oh! Ho ho ho! Are you getting any indication of why I may not like this Path of the Dragons? At least we start out close to it. Let's try this again. We're gonna give the full attempt this time. But if the Path of the Dragons proves insurmountable on the second occasion, don't worry. I'm gonna fast forward until we get it. For me, this is one of those few controller gripping moments. God, they got the most... Fuck off. I mean, you saw I am not low level in any sense of the word. And yet this dumb area still gives me trouble. Oh yeah, please. Oh, I hate it. He's gonna hit me right in the head. No, please. This is what I want. Hawkwood is on his way out again. Not sure if there's much I can do to help him though. Because I am dead myself. You know what that means? It's fast forward time. Holy shit. I hate this area. This area sucks. Not the peak, just this Path of the Dragons encounter shit. Bleh. Let me cleanse my mind and soul of that nonsense, so we can hopefully appreciate the end of our path here. So Hawkwood, provided he survives, instructs us on exactly what we need to do before he returns home from our world. We're going to follow up on that thread in due time. But first, check it out. You got all these cool, very much stony looking dragons up at the peak of the mountain, and overlooking it, or as we overlook the onto the peak ahead of us, we see the body of a truly massive dragon on a scale that we have never personally encountered in any of the Souls games, which leads me to believe that this is the corpse of one of the everlasting dragons. The big old guys from the opening cutscene of Dark Souls 1. Let's follow suit and meditate for the altar. We get the Twinkling Dragon's Torso Stone. Let's check that out. Twinkling Dragon Torso Stone. Stone imbued with the power of the everlasting dragons. Offered to a towering dragon, this stone shows signs of a nascent light. Gain the torso of a dragon and roar alongside an archdragon mirage. The transformation is irreversible until death. Yet true imitation will require a dragon head as well. What do you think? What do you think Hawkwood may have picked up before us? Fuck you, rock lizard thing. Most lame of enemies. Off to the side, we get what I believe is our final non-NPC slaughter ashes, the Dragon Chaser's ashes. Take a look at those in just a moment. After I confirm no other items hiding around here. No? Good. 'Cause I'm definitely sick of this particular area. See if we can't lose that little rock lizard. Now, as you can tell, we are on the opposite side of the gate where we got the Dragon Slayer spear from. But the gate leading to this bridge area is blocked off. So we got one last place to head to before we consider approaching the area boss itself. And we're not even going to give this guy the time of day. Interesting, interesting. Top of this tower, next to the body of a felled great wyvern, is a very familiar figure indeed. Let's heal up. Apply deep protection. And hopefully not get destroyed. Oh! Roll didn't function. Fuck me. That's actually the opposite of what I just wanted to happen. this Havel, or I wouldn't call him Havel actually. Rather, I believe he's one of... Fuck off, mate. One of Havel's warriors who has been brought forward into the modern era. Whatever he is, this guy is wearing the armor. He is not at all interested in putting up with our bullshit like the original Havel was. Oh, that's crap. Should have definitely been in range. My flaming cheap poke. Oh, let's double chug. At the end of the day, if we can catch him mid-jump, that's more than worth it. See you later. Dragon Tooth and Havel's Shield, and another Titanite slab. Just for funsies thrown in the mix. And drop down from here. Be glad we healed enough to take the drop. And head past this rock lizard and we can get Great Magic Barrier, which we will read momentarily. Alright. Let's do a quick item roundup of all the things we've found. Well, a small handful of things we've found. Before we proceed forward. Dragon Chaser's Ashes. Umbral ash of the fallen warrior who chose the path of the ancient dragons. With this, the shrine handmaid will prepare new items. Whatever it is sure to grant strength to the most unrelenting warriors. And whatever it is, I believe, is referring to the Path of the Dragons. Which really, as far as I'm concerned, doesn't grant anything except for a goofy-looking character model, but to each his own. I think some people dig it, so I won't knock it too much. We also got Great Magic Barrier. The tail, which was later interpreted as a magic barrier, greatly increases magic damage absorption by covering the body in a strong white protective coating. Said to be a tale of Havel the Rock, arch enemy of Seath the Scaleless. Havel despised magic and was never complacent in preparing means to counter it. And Havel, as we know, I think we've discussed before, was possibly the first Archbishop of the Way of White, old battle companion of Gwyn, and General Thorn in Seath's side, which I think eventually got him locked away, where we, I believe at least, find him in Dark Souls 1, take his life. We also got the Dragon Tooth, created from an everlasting dragon tooth that will never break, left by Havel himself along with his boulder-like great shield. Grants its wielder resistance to magic and fire. And the shield itself is a tremendously solid and heavy great shield, cut straight from a great slab of stone. Said to be a relic of the legendary Havel the Rock along with the dragon tooth. The shield is imbued with a special power reminiscent of Havel himself, and it grants that stone flesh skill that we saw Havel use in our fight with him. I don't think we got anything else, which could only mean it's time to kill this chick, or snake chick, I think. Just real quick. See if she'll be kind enough to hand over her staff. She is not, which means she is going to be farming fodder in the future. Alright, guys. Let's try to end this episode with a bang. One hell of a storm has rolled in. And I think this is what they mean by once the bell is rung, nothing will remain. I don't think you can adequately finish the Path of the Dragon when this storm rolls in. Maybe because you can't see the dragon properly. We ain't never gonna know because I ain't never gonna walk down that path again. Meh. Sorry. But what we are gonna do is hop down and stride boldly forward as we confront probably one of the coolest bosses in the game, and also one of the hardest. King of the Storm. And it's not made explicit at the moment. Ah shit, this time that. It's not made explicit at the moment, but the King of the Storm is actually this large crow-looking dragon thing. Holy shit. Oh, right. Yeah, we do decent damage to it, though. Aha! Such sloppy play will never do. Shit. Damn it! It is really hard, I should point out, to gauge the distance of the Storm King's head from you. And I desperately need to start dodging a little bit better. Let's start. There we go. Got to get our hits in. And we are granted a visceral attack, which will be enough. which is enough for the real fight to start. I don't think this triggered. Alright, let's do our best against the nameless king. Ah! Death number 1. Kind of irritating, but not especially unexpected, given how off my tempo I was in the first half of the fight. Luckily, we are allowed access to our souls from outside of this gate. Probably because of the temporary footing we have for the fight. Oh, and enjoy the statues of presumably archdragons now while you can. Hey, you start hitting me, I'll start hitting you. Late, rather early. Fuck you. Should not be getting, sorry. Should not be getting hit at this point. And there I go, nevertheless. Shit. Shit. Jesus Christ. I am very much off of my Nameless King game this evening. What an asshole. Just because I'm trying to kill him and his buddy. Fuck me. This is how it's going to be. This is how it's going to be. Apparently, we're not even going to get our visceral. Damn it. Can't even get our miracle off. And he's getting aggressive from the start. I couldn't be any more unlucky. Oh, and the kick comes out. Man, I may not be able to do this in this episode because holy shit. Fuck you, 2 stabs. Fuck you, 1 stab. Let's get our heal in. Because not entirely let off the pressure, because we really want to do this. Interesting. Fuck you with that. Oh. And that marks the beginning of phase... Fuck myself. Of phase 2. You can see, it's not a pleasant thing, phase 2. We will take it. We will take it greedily. I'm just gonna use our last Estus. Why not? We have to play perfectly anyhow. Let's not be too greedy, lest we screw up. Oh, our victory! Alright, everybody. This has been French Bread, and I thank you very much for joining me on this episode of my lore run. Next episode, we're going to talk about the gentleman we just showed down with and wrap up our thoughts in general about this area. And who knows? We may at that point proceed to the end of the game. We'll have to think about it. Alright, everybody. Take it easy.